The Ironman Triathlon. It's the most challenging single-day sporting event in the world. A 2.4-mile swim, a 112-mile bike ride, and a 26.2-mile run. In that order, without a break. Finish in under 17 hours, and you become one of the elite few who can call themselves an Ironman. Contest master, my fellow athletes, who's ready to sign up for an Ironman? That was a sanity test, and I'm happy to say you all passed. If only I had been as smart. 2 years ago, I learned about this epic race. At my gym, someone had left a fitness magazine. The headline read, "Why you will never be an Ironman." Have you ever been told you can't do something? I have, and my response is the same every time. Bring it on. That night, I signed up for an Ironman. Sure, I never competed in a triathlon. Sure, I wasn't a great swimmer. And sure, I couldn't remember the last time I rode a bicycle. No matter, I was ready for the challenge. There were 6 months until the big race. With gusto, I embarked on an intense training regimen, which lasted 1 week. Something happened. My friends and family got word that I was training for an Ironman. Did they call me crazy? No, quite the opposite. They said, "It's too easy. You got this." As their words built me up more and more, I started to train less and less. On the weekend, I'd tell my friends, "I have to train." "Don't worry about it," they said. "You were in the Army. You've been training your whole life." They even gave me a new nickname, the Iron Man. I got a call from my grandma congratulating me for becoming an Ironman. I said, "Grandma, I haven't even completed the race." She said, "Oh, honey, I just know you're going to do it." The praise became validation. And I started to feel like I was already an Ironman. In fact, on my LinkedIn profile under awards, I wrote Ironman finisher, race pending. There was just one small thing left to do, and that was to actually finish an Ironman. On the weekend of the big race, I flew to Boulder, Colorado. My confidence was sky high. I felt like Hillary Clinton did the night before the election. Victory was mine. At 6 a.m. on the morning of the race, I stood among 2,000 competitors along Boulder Reservoir. I dipped my foot in the water. Oh, it was so cold. I hadn't trained for this. I had trained in a heated pool in Florida. There was no time to think. The gun went off and we all jumped in the reservoir. Immediately, my goggles filled with water. I fought to the surface to take a... I hadn't trained for this altitude. This was how my Ironman began. A long 2.5 hours later, I made it to the other side of the reservoir, hobbling out like a sickly gazelle. I looked back. No one was there. I was in last place. I looked forward. There were 100 volunteers in blue shirts, clapping for me. I didn't have to look at my watch. I already knew I had missed the swim cutoff time. These weren't claps of encouragement. These were claps of pity. One of the volunteers approached me, put his hand on my shoulder, and said, "Today, you will not be an Ironman." What happened? I had 6 months to prepare, yet I failed. My support network said, "Too easy, you got this." I let their words lull me into a false sense of achievement. I let their words lull me into a false sense of achievement, which sapped my internal motivation to train. I learned that my motivation comes from being the underdog, from being told I'm not good enough. Nobody had told me that, except for the headline on a fitness magazine. My message today is not to understand what motivates others. The truth is, we're all motivated by something different. What matters is understanding what motivates you and making that your directive. I failed the sanity test again by signing up for a second Ironman. My grandma called and said that I was already her little Ironman. I smiled. This time would be different. This time I would stick with my training regimen by following my own voice, the one that I knew would lead to success. In Toastmasters, we learn to deliver speeches that will inspire others. But the most important speech you ever give is the one that inspires you. We all have a need to grow. So why do we sometimes wait for someone else's words to begin? Words that may come too late or not at all. Take action now. Follow your own voice, and your destiny will be yours. Ladies and gentlemen, if you forget everything else I've said, it would thrill me if you remember this. In the race called life, the next time you're looking for motivation to win, don't look out, because the answer lies within.